You know, we've reached a new level of down bad when a character who can basically be summed down to as Darkness 2.0, who enjoys the physical pain and, most importantly, not only that, she loves the emotional pain of being shot down, cucked, anything else. And that's actually pretty normal for the series standards. I'd actually put her more down the middle in terms of crazy that we've been introduced to. This show has truly desensitized the viewers because you can introduce someone who is one step away from asking to get shot in the face, ran over, maybe even a baseball to the face. I mean, she asked to get hit with a baseball bat, both in her stomach and her ass. One of those actually did happen. I mean, she's going to fit right at home. She will. But girlfriend number 9, we've reached a point where it's like, in any other show, this would be shocking, right? You'd be like, oh my god, this is some unhinged shit. We have one girlfriend who's constantly drugging the others, turning them into babies, and having Chris Hansen want to knock on our door saying, the hell are you doing? You have an adult who's hanging around with a bunch of high schoolers, taking pictures of them when they're sleeping and wanting to do ungodly things with them. I gotta be honest, yeah, she likes a little pain more than maybe questionably healthy, but she's about down the middle, and I ain't gonna lie, she's probably my second favorite that has been introduced. The more I hear the mom speak, the more I realize she's very questionable, but at the end of the day, she's still the best choice. But you know what? Crazy baseball girl, Iku, I'm giving her a very close second. I liked her character. I thought this was one of, if not the best episodes of the show to date. And unfortunately, I gotta admit, that rooftop does look like it could handle 100 girlfriends. This man's never going to class. Of course, if you want to support my work, see my full thoughts on these episodes, you know we got the Patreon, full live reactions, available exclusively over there if you're so interested. I mean, this episode, they did try to say like, oh yeah, they go to class, he's worried about class. Don't let him gaslight you. Don't fall for the fake news there. This man is very clearly going for attendance and then dipping. I know the strategy, I used to use it well. I respect the hustle, but this man ain't going to class. He's doing one thing and one thing only, and that's clapping cheeks. This episode was weird because when they immediately introduce the 9th girlfriend, I'm like, huh. Like, immediately she gave me the impression she was normal. Like, one of the most, if not the most normal characters we've met. Like, she was super passionate. She was basically the stereotype of sports stories of, oh my god, I have to keep the club from disbanding. They all left. I need to keep it so when they come back, it's still here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's a funny gimmick, but how would you make that a long-term girlfriend, right? Like, that doesn't seem like it would be enjoyable for more than an episode. And then that's when they introduced the, oh, she likes pain. And that's a fun addition because that will fit right in with all the girlfriends. If you're going to build into a bunch of girls accepting that their man's getting shared by 99 other women. They just don't know it's 99 yet, but they will. At the end of the day, you need at least one of them who enjoys the sweet art of cuckery, and I honestly think Yuka would probably die if she saw 99 other women go after her man. Like, she would ascend. She would discover the truth of the universe in that moment. Like, that's how far she would go out of body experience. The more I think about it, though, I think it would be incredibly interesting if at one point we truly have a girlfriend who's not okay with the group. Like, who's like, nah. Like, I ain't sharing. Like, this is messed up. And then eventually they would have to, like, join the crew because, you know, soulmate bullshit and all. But it'd be interesting if, like, there was at least one who would constantly be like, this is a messed up situation and not like it. They probably won't do that, but it would be interesting if they did go that direction. Either way, though, Rentaro, I thought a little too highly of him for a minute. I mean, it worked. It's what she wanted. But when he shoots her down and says, you know, apologies, I don't think I can manage more than 8 women. I'm like, you know what? The man's forgetting about the whole bullshit that they'll die if they're not with him. But kind of respect because, hey, he's finally realized that it might be too much of a migraine. No, he knows that she likes it. The fact that he looked over his shoulder and saw her drooling, like, oh, this is what she wants. So the proper way to ask her out is to shoot her down and say, nah, I got 8 other women. Like, imagine being someone who loves being hurt, being tortured, and being looked dead ass in the eye that not only your first love is shooting you down, but he's saying, I picked 8 other women over you. It worked pretty well, I ain't gonna lie. And the fact that her immediate introduction is like, smack me on the ass. And they're like, okay, and they do it. There's a couple of self-aware moments in this episode, that kind of like breaking of the fourth wall. One of my favorites is the talking about breakneck pace. Like, hey, this character was introduced like last episode. What the hell's going on here? Like, it's so stupid. Or the fact that like, it's not always the same characters, but usually it's the same characters kind of being like, hey, this is messed up. But I appreciate in this episode, some of the newer ones are also getting the lines of being like, is anyone else hearing this shit? Like, this is clearly some messed up shit here. I really enjoy it. It was a good episode, though. I thought it was funny. I thought, you know, they kickstart the episode off with them worried about their weight. They're like, oh my god, we ate so much food. And I'm just like, girls, unless you're continuously eating in a surplus, the scale will go down. Like, calm your shit. Just eat up maintenance. You'll be fine. Only to then sideswipe us with a more disgusting version of darkness. She's fantastic. I really enjoy her, and I ain't gonna lie. This is probably the first girlfriend that I truly had like looked at and said, this might be the most entertaining. Like, I don't see it being top for me. Cause I really do like the darkness style characters. I think they're very, very fun. It's just so funny that you introduce her as the 9th, because if you would have introduced her as the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, even 5th, damn, this show is crazy. Like, can you imagine? They've desensitized me. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. The stuff that's gonna break me going forward at this point is if he looks at a freaking baby in a stroller and the scene plays. Everything else, I'm just like, yeah, I expect that at this point. People will probably disagree and say she's one of the craziest, but I don't know, man. When you got drug addicts, robots, adults playing pretend, at the end of the day, a girl who's just maybe a little too into pain and a little too into sports manga, I'd say she's down the middle. She's not innocent. I'm not trying to say she's innocent. We got innocent girlfriends in this group. She's just down the middle. But her personality clicks. It's fun as hell. She's goofy. And to be honest, I think, yeah, I mean, introducing her while there's 8 other girlfriends is the appropriate introduction point, because if it was just 2 or 3, she wouldn't really have that much thrill of being pushed to the side. Yeah, she's definitely going to have the thrill of being pushed to the side. And hey, her baseball team can form. Yippee. 10 out of 10 would recommend. You let me know your thoughts down below, though. What did you think of this episode? How would you rate her in comparison to the other girlfriends? I'd say she's probably my 2nd favorite, personally, but that's just me. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Karsten Steen Jensen, Jackson, Antonia Mitchell, Dr. Gold, Marshmallow God, David DTM, Shadow, and we also have Jonathan Shelton. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.